Hey, this is Greg Mengelt. Before we get to the Colts Report real fast, just want to tell you about my new daily podcast called Greg and His Friends Talk Sports. Every day, 10 to 20 minutes, sometime between 12:01 a.m. and 6 p.m. There will be a podcast with me talking with my friends about Central Indiana sports and the sports Central Indiana sports fans are talking about. Right now, we're talking Colts, Pacers, Fever, IU, Purdue, IndyCar, NFL playoffs, high school girls wrestling state finals, high school basketball, and college basketball from all over the state. Welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report, Colts fans, for the Colts Report with Will Retherford, our weekly look at the Indianapolis Colts. And this week, Will, I just want to talk about the options at quarterback. I think most people think it's going to be Daniel Jones. I think that's a mistake, but that's neither here nor there. I want to get your opinion on each of the options that we have, and it's pretty plentiful, I think. Maybe not a bunch of good options, but I think a bunch of options out there. Well, welcome back to the Colts Report, and tell me, first of all, what do you think the best option is for the Colts in 2026?
I think you'd be fooling yourself if you didn't say Daniel Jones is probably not the best option. I mean, realistically, what he did last year through those first 10 games, it looked really good. He did start to get figured out a little bit. I kind of figured he would, as time progressed, struggle a little bit more, especially with better defense, better front force, teams scheming to pressure him. On your roster right now, I think he gives you your best shot to make the playoffs. I mean, I think that with this 3 schedule they're going to have the opportunity to compete for the AFC South title again. I think they're plenty good enough to do that. They were, lost the last 6, but they were the best team in the AFC for the first 10 games. So it's not like they're that far off. I think that Ballard's going to have some work to do in the draft in terms of cheap options to help strengthen a roster that is built to win right now. We'll see if that happens. I think Daniel Jones is the best option, though, given that, there's not some miracle quarterback that becomes available that gets released in March.
With the direction the franchise is going, the answer is probably Daniel Jones. If you want to try to compete for a division championship, want to kind of be 10-7, maybe 11-6. If you have a really good year, kind of be that middling franchise, you might as well go Daniel Jones. They've chosen to do that with Chris Ballard. Might as well go Daniel Jones and say, hey, let's go. Let's see if we can go 11-6 and in a weak AFC possibly, and see what we can do. And I think that's the best you're looking at.
I agree. I mean, I think given the AFC South where the other teams are at, I mean, Houston and Jacksonville aren't going to suddenly get worse. I don't think. I don't know if their records will be as good as they were this year, but in terms of formidable division opponents, those are 2 teams that are going to be there for the better part of 3 or 4 years. I think Tennessee could be a franchise on the rise. I think Bob Stahl is a complete dipshit. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. I think he's a bad head coach. So I'm not concerned that the Titans are going to suddenly have this mythical turnaround in Nashville. I said Daniel Jones is the best option. It's not the option I would go with, but it's what they will do. So, I mean, Colts fans need to get this idea out of their head that they're not going to re-sign Daniel Jones because it's going to happen. Admit it, get comfortable with it, embrace it, because that's what you're staring down probably the next 2 years at least is he's your starting quarterback.
Let me throw 7 more names at you and get your opinion on each one of them, and I'll start with Anthony Richardson.
Huge ceiling if he can figure out how to become a competent passer. Health is always going to be a risk. I think they're done with him. I see them trading him.
Leonard.
Looked good in that last game against Houston. I think he could have given them a better chance to win, than Phillip Rivers. The Colts obviously decided not to go that route. I don't know. I think if you don't go Jones and you trade Richardson, it's Leonard. I don't know. There's not a good answer. He'll be on the roster. I don't think he's going to be an awesome starting quarterback at the NFL level.
Kyler Murray.
Don't give up the trade capital, and you don't want the contract. No.
Tyler Huntley.
The fact that we're even bringing his name into this conversation, I think shows how desperate teams are for quarterbacks, because Tyler Huntley's a backup. He's a career backup. That's what he's been. That's what he'll be. They're not with three. Well, I guess Daniel Jones isn't technically on their roster at, post March 1st. He will be again. Tyler Huntley's not any better than Anthony Richardson or Riley Leonard to me. So no.
Trinidad Chambliss.
It's a name I like a lot. Depends on where he is in the draft. You're going to have to make a decision with Leonard and Richardson. Like, what are they? Is Leonard somebody that you think has any potential to be your starter in a couple of years if he can sit behind Daniel Jones? Obviously, they don't think that Richardson is good enough to start on this team. He got outcompeted by Jones in camp. He was their backup. A freak injury happened that, eliminated him from being able to put anything on tape for him to have any real trade value this offseason. I think their quarterback room's just muddied up so much. I think there's bigger needs than drafting a quarterback in the second or third round that may or may not start for your franchise.
All right, so then I'll just throw these other two at you and ask you if you like either one of these potentially in the draft. Because I think it's possible one of these two guys could hit and be pretty good. And that's Cade Klubnik or Garrett Nussmeier.
Nussmeier should have gone out last year. He tanked his draft stock. He had a first-round grade last year. He's probably, I don't even know if he's going to get drafted. 6th or 7th rounder, probably. He's going to be in the same situation as Quinn Ewers.
He's going to be a 3rd rounder. Come on.
Greg, I haven't heard his name since week 2 of the college football season. So that goes to show how irrelevant that he's been.
He and Klubnik both have 2nd to 3rd round grades.
To me, Chambliss, in terms of what he's put on tape, is better than either one of those options. I kind of like Chambliss' story. I like that he's
I like it.
Fought to get to where he is now. I think that he's a player. He was a gamer. He looked like a gamer in the college football playoff. I think it could be a similar situation to kind of like Stetson Bennett at Georgia, where the size will always be the issue, but he's a winner. That's been proven time and time again. He's won national championship at the D2 level. He took his team to the college football semifinals. I like him a lot. I think Klubnik and Nussmeier, if they can't get Chambliss and you want to draft a rookie, I think those are two that you potentially take. Those are the two you're probably going to have the option to take. I don't really like them as options, though.
Chambliss seems to fit that Jalen Hurts mold that would fit with Steichen, and I really like that option.
I'm curious to see if there's any traction with the Colts organization in terms of his draft stock. I feel like we're going to hear something. They're clearly committed to Shane Steichen. So if he's a guy that that they think they can, move off of Daniel Jones, they really like that they're going to be able to get Chambliss in the 2nd round. Maybe they do it. Maybe they pull the trigger and do it, and you just kind of hope that you can get anything for Richardson and that Riley Leonard's your backup. I like the idea of Chambliss a lot. We'll see if it comes to fruition. I think there's going to be a quarterback needy team that's going to jump up and take him, though. I think that he's one of those that could be an absolute shocker that he is a 1st round draft pick because some team thinks they really need a quarterback.
Well, thanks so much for your time. Always appreciate it. Hey, everybody, we're looking for a Colts contributor. If you are interested in talking Colts with us, please text me at 502-533-3161. Just let me know your level of interest. We can talk it out. Please don't call me. If you call me, I just got to disqualify you. I know that sounds bad, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. Right, Will?
That's respectable. And what you're doing, I think that's fair.
All right.
I think it would be fair if the Colts could get their heads out of their asses and actually learn to be a competent organization. That's what I think would be fair. It'd be fair to me. It'd be fair to you, to Colts Nation. I'm just so tired of the bullshit, Greg. I'm so tired of it. I know it's just a bit of a rant I'm going on right now, but this organization just has no hope. Gives me no hope.
And we'll end it on that high. Thanks so much to Will. By the way, Will has a bi-weekly podcast called Strictly Biased. Please listen to that. He's just filling in on the Colts Report. Right now, I'm looking for Colts contributors, whether you want to be a host or just want to come on and be a contributor that helps add to the conversation. We are looking for people. Text me at 502-533-3161. Then we'll take a phone call and see if we are the right fit for each other. We're also looking particular for Pacers contributing well. I also want to do a weekly NBA report, a weekly NFL report, World Cup, golf, college tennis, all of it. NHL report would be fantastic. Make it happen if you're interested. 502-533-3161. Text me. We'll set up a time to talk. Thanks so much. Oh, it shows, by the way. And also, the Central Indiana Sports Report is a product by PG Media. And if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I love Susie.